Hey lovies, it's Medina Niobe, the host of Mind is Power podcast, and we are back with another episode. Wow. Hey y'all, so this episode is going to be a little different. We were on a relationship, self-healing kind of journey going on there, and I want to use this podcast as something informal. I don't want to be so, I want it to feel like we're talking on the phone together, just talking through it and, really going through our feelings or like whatever we want to talk about that week. But I want it to just feel normal and organic and natural and not, super poised. I want it to be real, uncut, raw, just, really just talking about real life things and being honest and vulnerable through those conversations, topics, and just having a healthy conversation through it all. Whether you have to cry, laugh, whatever, I want to be that place for you, for anyone who's listening to this podcast, whether it's on Spotify or you like the video versions. I just want to be that place for you to just come every week and hear a good word, hear some feelings, and let's get it out of our bodies and just put it into the universe. So let's get started. This episode is going to be focusing on the feelings that come with growing up and figuring out life, and honestly the fear of not even a fear, I think the anxiety that comes with our future, the anxiety of the unknown, and navigating life through the lens of being optimistic, remaining curious, remaining ambitious, even through the fears and anxiety of not knowing what's to come. So I kind of want to talk about that today because that was just on my heart, and I was literally just talking about this with a friend of mine and saying how it's not so much that I'm afraid I won't be successful. I'm afraid that I'm afraid of the expectations that I've placed on myself and not knowing if I will live up to that expectation. I'm afraid that I won't reach that expectation. I know I'm going to be successful regardless, but I've put myself on this huge pedestal of goals that I want to attain and achieve, and sometimes I get in my head and I get nervous that I won't achieve that, or I'm like, am I being too unrealistic? But then I have to remind myself, it's the people who are unrealistic who end up owning the biggest and the best companies, who end up having a successful career, who end up not deeper than a career, just who end up being happy because they just went after it. If you can think it can happen. And I try to keep that mindset, but it's hard because it's like you hear so many stories about, oh, they would have done this, but life happened. And I don't want that to be my story. I want to fulfill all that I want to accomplish in this life because I only get one life. You only get one life in the world, and I don't want life to go by and I look back and I say, dang, like I didn't live the life that I wanted. That is my biggest fear, and being like, I'm 70 years old and I'm like, I did not live the life that I wanted. The life that I lived was not the life that I wanted. And it wasn't the life that I wanted because I didn't go after the things that I wanted to do because I was so afraid that it wouldn't work. And I don't want to live a life full of fear and anxiety of something not working out. I mean, yeah, it could possibly not work out, but it could also happen, Like, it could not happen, or it could. But I'll never know if I don't try. And I think for me, let me be a little bit more specific. Sorry if you guys hear, noise in the background. I live in the city, so that comes with it. And there's a military show going on. Anyways, let's get back on track. So I have really big goals and dreams for my life, and for whoever's watching this, Let me try to make sense. Okay, so I have goals that are so big that sometimes I question myself and I go, but can this happen? Like, is this realistic? Can you really do this in one life? And it kind of goes back to, you know how when you were younger you wanted to be this, you wanted to be that, you wanted to be so many things at one time, and like, you guys remember when that like trend was going around? It was like life A, life B, if this doesn't work out, it was like, oh, I'd want to be a model, but I'd want to be an FBI agent. Like, and I feel like life doesn't have to be so black and white. You can literally make life what you want it to be by simply believing that it can look like that for you. If you want to do film and act, but you also want to be a lawyer, you can do both. Find a way. Just find a way. Be the first. If you want to teach, but you also want to own a company, do both. You want to be an engineer, but you also want to do fashion, do both. Who said you couldn't do both? And I think that causes the fear and the anxiety of not being able to reach your, or meet your expectations for your life that you have set, because we feel like we have to go down one path, stay on that path, and give up something else, and that's just simply not true or realistic. And I don't want life to pass me by and I stayed stagnant because I was afraid that what I wanted out of life wouldn't happen or can't happen. I don't want to stay in a mindset where I'm telling myself, oh no, you can't do this, this is not gonna happen. Like, oh. And I feel like the moment you let yourself believe that you're only going to achieve this much when you can achieve so much more, you've already lost, you've already failed. And sometimes failing isn't the failure. You failed once you stop getting up and trying again. You failed once you stop telling yourself that you can do this. You failed once you've allowed yourself to stay in that state of mind where you have imposter syndrome. Those are all states of mind. Once you get out of that state of mind and you change that state of mind with, no, I'm gonna do this, I can do this, I belong here, I'm more than capable, you rewire your subconscious. Your subconscious is now working overdrive. You're now going to be working towards a goal that you're not even actively working on. You know why? Because in your head and your body, you're believing these things already, and you're naturally going to want to achieve it. You may not know how, but you're going to achieve it. And I think life is what you make it, and we can't be so, I'm sorry, I like did my makeup and my skin is itchy, but anyways, we can't be so afraid of what's to come that we stop, even like that we just completely stop altogether, that we stop trying to achieve it in the first place. I have some crazy goals, and I have certain things I want to accomplish by the time I'm 25. And it's like, I'm not going to allow myself to tell myself, no, that's unrealistic, it's not going to happen, because then it's not going to happen. The moment you tell yourself, oh, it won't happen, then it won't happen. You know, like you're literally going to allow what you're saying to become a reality. So allow yourself to say things that will bring a positive reality, not a negative reality. Why tell yourself you can't do something? You've just completely negated any possibility of it happening, because you're telling yourself it won't happen. So you won't feel the need to work towards it because you've already believed that it can't happen, and that's just simply not true. These videos always end up with me feeling like I'm motivating, and I'm like talking to myself almost. Like I'm talking to my, anyways. But I think sometimes when we go through life, it's hard to not, you know, it's hard to not question your capabilities of something when you look at social media and you see other people living the life you want at such a young age. And you know, in our generation of social media, it really just damages your perception of time. Like, I look at 30 being old. 30 is young, 30 is not old, but I'm looking at it as old because I'm on social media. I'm seeing people like, oh my god, you need to already have this done by 30. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, Like, I'm sorry. Like, okay, I will make sure that I am a multi-millionaire by 30, own 3 houses by 30, have a nice car, have traveled most of the world by 30. I will make sure I have that done. Like, that is what social media will condition you to think, and that is just so unrealistic. I mean, no, it can happen. If you want that to happen, make it happen. But that's not to say that if you don't have that, you're not successful. Oh, like, you don't have to have what social media portrays you. You don't have to have what social media forces you to believe that you need to have. Like, you don't need to listen to Instagram. Like, someone can post an Instagram reel in a jet, babe, that's probably not their jet. Like, you can literally rent spaces where you can act as if you're in a jet and take a picture and post. It's not that hard. Like, it is, you know. And you hear a lot of millionaires and billionaires. I watch the Hard Knock Life, I think, the Hard Knocks on YouTube. And one of the like main things that I always hear from these really successful people is you cannot listen to social media. You cannot look at social media as a be-all tell-all. You know, like, anyone can come on this platform and say exactly what they want to say to gain listeners, viewers, subscribers, money. At the end of the day, you have to be careful with what you allow in your brain, in your mind. And certain times, not certain times, most times, people are frauds. People are selling a lifestyle that they're not even living themselves, because they've been conditioned that that is a lifestyle that you have to be successful. So they will do anything in their power to persuade an entire community of people that that's their lifestyle because of their own insecurities of not actually having that lifestyle. That was a bar. But I think that as long as you live a life where you're happy and you are achieving things, no matter what expectations you have for yourself, you'll always feel full and complete. And I don't want to ever find myself living just to complete a bucket list of goals, because then what's going to happen if what I do accomplish doesn't necessarily look like what I've listed out? I'm never going to feel satisfied. So I think a better way of having expectations for yourself is saying, hey, I want to make the most money that I can make. I want to get as far as I can in my career, whatever that looks like. Then you can have specific goals. I want to be a millionaire of this company or by this company. You can do it. Do it. Achieve it. Do it. You put your mind to something, you can do it. You can literally do it. Like, if you want to do something, you can do it. You can do it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Nothing's easy. I'm not saying that it won't take a lot of hard work or sacrifice. I'm not saying that at all. It's not just going to wake up one day and be handed to you. But if you want to do real estate, do real estate. If you want to go to college, go to college. If you don't want to go to college, don't go to college. If you'd rather go to military, go to military. If you want to be an esthetician, be an esthetician. If you want to do hair, do hair. If you've been looking for a sign, let this video be a sign. Like, literally whatever you want to do, just do it. Do it scared, do it nervous, do it afraid. I'm saying the same thing in different words, but do it. Just do it. Literally, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let this airplane have their moment. Do it scared and do it real, authentic. And there's so many ways, there's so many lifestyles that you can have. Don't think that you have to live a certain lifestyle that social media shows. No, there's so many different types of lives you can live. If it's the life that you want, achieve it. Go after it. Run to it. Run towards it and don't run back. Don't settle for something that it's not going to make you happy in the long run. If you want to live in the city, live in the city. If you want to live in the country, live in the country. Like, we get one life, and I'd rather live life to the fullest scared than not live at all because I'm scared. I'd rather take risk scared than not take any risk and risk not living the life I was meant to live because I was scared of making choices that would have gotten me to that lifestyle, you know? I want to live a very bougie life. I want a very expensive, lavish lifestyle, and that's okay. Don't let anyone make you feel like it's not okay. I want that life, and I'm gonna have it, period. And it's going to be hard work to get there, but I'm going to do it. And I'm not going to allow my fear and my anxiety to stop me from getting there, because it's all a mindset. At the end of the day, it's your mindset. If you tell yourself that you're not going to achieve something, then you're simply not going to achieve it. I talk fast, so for those who hate fast talkers, I'm sorry, but it's the debate in me. No, but you're going to achieve it. I'm going to achieve it. I will one day I'll be taking private jets to where I need to go. Y'all hear that? It's my private jet. Like, I will be on private jets. I will be staying at the best of the best hotels and traveling across the world and having so much money that I will never have to tell my kids, oh, I'm gonna be able to afford this. Like, I will be able to do that for my family, for myself, for my friends, because I'm all about sharing wealth. You know, it's better when you're sharing it with the people you love versus you the only one living life and your people struggling. I don't want to live that type of lifestyle. That's for me personally. I'm not gonna do you, but for me, you know, but it's just, I get in those moments where I'm afraid and I'm scared, but no, forget that. Like, I'm not gonna stay there long. I'm not gonna stay in that mindset long. If I want to sell the best real estate that this country, the world has ever seen, I'm going to do that. If I want to do that, like, you can do whatever you put your mind to. You have to believe that you're worth it. Like, you have to believe that you're worthy of that. You know, you are worthy of the lifestyle that you want. You're worthy of the career that you want. You're worthy of whatever path that you feel in your heart is best for you. But you have to believe that you're worthy of it. Don't sell yourself short because you're afraid. Do it scared. That is the motto of this video. Do it scared. Do it, like, do it without even knowing how it's going to happen. Like, do it without completely even knowing if it's gonna work out. Just do it. Just literally do it. You never know. I was just watching a video on how crumble cookies started. They weren't chefs. I thought crumble cookie was started by someone who, like, was in the kitchen. They did it they did it scared. They literally did it after having a failed business. I think one of the partners had a failed business prior. They were working regular 9-to-5s. They started a company. Like, they weren't supposed to be this big, you know? Like, they defied the odds of what they were supposed to do. And they simply are, what, a $1 billion company? They started their company working, like I said, 9-to-5s. I think that he saved like 68,000 something. He saved a crazy number. And they started their company. So wherever you are in life, don't feel like you have to be stuck there if that's not where you want to be. If you are in a position where you're not happy and you don't want to be there anymore, find a way out. Find a way out. For example, I find myself being in situations that I'm not happy in, yet I'm staying there because I don't know how to get out of it. That's not going to cut it, because life doesn't pause for you. Life doesn't wait. Life doesn't stop. If you continue to stay in environments that you are not happy in because you're afraid of, you don't know how to get out of it, life's not going to stop. You're just going to be stuck in that environment. No, like, sit down, look at others who've done it, see if you can do it. Like, get some people together. Like, literally never allow yourself to think that you are stuck anywhere. You're never stuck anywhere. You can always, you know, I heard the saying, you can feel so bad that you hit rock bottom. You can only go up. You can't get any worse. You can only go up. But you have to believe that you can do it. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to believe that it can be done. Once you believe that it can be done, it will be done, period. It will be done. Once you do, you know, get the right resources and education can literally be opening a book, going on YouTube, watching a video, going on Google and reading articles. That's education. Education doesn't have to be this formal for your college or trade or military. No, education is anything that is bringing knowledge to yourself, you know, and educating yourself on something, using that to get yourself out of the situation you're in now and into a better situation. And then, you know, turning around and helping others. It's all of, life's about helping others too, like, you know. I'm sorry. No, but I have to, before I started college, I was so afraid of debt and not being able to afford school that I didn't enjoy my senior year of high school. I was so fearful and anxious that I put all my energy into making sure that I would have a full ride to college. Did I end up getting a full ride to college? Yes, because I told myself I wasn't paying for college. Literally, I told myself that. I said, I'm not paying for school. I'm not paying for school. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure I'm not paying for school. Anyways, let's get back on track. So I was so stressed out and so anxious that I didn't do all the fun things that I should have done, because I just wanted to get out of that environment of, you know, in my family, like, my parents went to school, I want to say for free. No, they end up having student debt. And I just wanted to get out of, I wanted to break that cycle. Be like, okay, like I am going to go to school for free. I'm not going to pay for school. And I have 3 other siblings, 4. I have 4 other siblings. They have to get through school as well. I have to make sure that I'm setting an example for them that it can be done. As their big sister, I have to show them that, hey, you can go to school for free. Because that's in our path. College education for the things we want to do. We need a degree. So I was like, okay, I'm not paying for this degree. And I started college. I'm in college now, and I'm not paying for school. However, I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the college. You know why? Because I'm so stressed out about now my future. Oh my gosh, what am I doing when I graduate? Am I gonna buy a house, an apartment? I don't want to be living paid. Like I stress over let me put this in better words. I pray for the life that I want, and I get there and I live that life. I'm living the life that I prayed for. I'm living the life that I worked hard for, but I don't enjoy it. I just pray for the next thing. I worry about the next thing, where I stop living in the now. And that's also dangerous too. Sometimes you have to just be humble and grateful for the life you're living now. If you're living the life that you prayed for, enjoy it. You can still enjoy this life while also working towards a different and better life, you know? And that's a goal that I have for myself. I want to make sure that time is not passing by and I'm just always so anxious and nervous and afraid of what's to come that I stop living. I literally feel like that on TikTok, it was like, you gotta eat right, you gotta work out. There's always rules and things, but they always just, you know, what I'm talking about, they coexist with each other. You can live whatever lifestyle you have, but also enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the obstacles. Enjoy the failures. Because all failures they're lessons on how not to fail again in that same situation. If you listen and you actually put in that work to make sure that you're not repeating the same mistakes, you know? Let me get this to focus. Okay. And I want to show myself and my sisters that you can enjoy life while still working towards the life that you want. The reality of life that I'm living now is the reality that I prayed for, and I'm grateful for that. However, I know that in almost 2 years, yeah, because 2025 is almost here, in 2 years I will be having to figure out what I'm gonna do after that. And I'm planning for it now, but I'm still enjoying now. I'm planning for my future, yes, while enjoying the now. They can both exist. But you have to have the mindset that you can do whatever you want to do. You could do whatever you want to do, baby. You could do whatever you want to do. You will achieve whatever you want to achieve. You can do it. You know why? Because we have it in us. The moment you dream it, it's already been placed into your life to happen. Not all dreams. Some dreams be bad. But like, if you have, when I say dream, I'm not talking about the dream when you go to sleep. A dream of your career, your future, whatever that looks like. The moment you've dreamt of it, you've said it out loud, it can happen. Because someone's already done it probably. Study them, study what they did, and figure out how you can do it for yourself. And if it hasn't happened, be the first. There's nothing wrong with that either. Be the first. Come on now. Be the first. That's corny. Be the first, okay? Like, you can literally be the first. And knowing that it's all in your mindset. If you tell yourself you want to achieve it, then you want to achieve it. Tell yourself you will achieve it and watch yourself start working towards that goal, and you're going to achieve it, period. You will. I want to dominate as an influencer. That's the long-term goal I have right now. I want to be very successful off social media because I just feel like I have so much to share and so much love to give, and I want to create a community that welcomes that with open arms. And I want to show what a woman looks. I want to show that, because I'm a black girl, I want to show that a black girl can be whatever she wants to be. I want to show that a woman, period. I want to show that a person, period. But specifically to my black and brown girls, I want to be a face that can look like someone else, and they can say, wow, like, I identify with her, she looks like me, and she's hitting all these goals, all these targets, so I can do it. Yes, you can. You can. I'm going into an engineering, construction specifically. I don't see a lot of girls like me. I don't see a lot of women, period, but specifically women who look like me. I want to be that for someone, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to be that. It's all in our mindset. And the moment you believe that you're worthy and that you're capable of being the person that you want to be, you will become that person. And hey, we can do it. You know why? Because here at Mind is Power Podcast, once we shift our mindsets, our life changes. Our life changes, period. And we got this. So let's do it scared. Let's do it bold. Let's do it without knowing how it's going to end up. And let's create the lives that we know we deserve and the lives that we want. We can do it. So I love you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back next Saturday. Well, Sunday. That's when I post these. Next Sunday, per usual, 3 p.m. with the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. These are always so therapeutic and they're so conversational. I low-key don't know if I want to. Anyways, love you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next Sunday with another video. Bye.